What's going on, everybody? Back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the Boker Plus David Mosher designed Trigonaut. Now this video was requested by Au3uiperpro. That person wanted me to showcase this knife, and so here it is. So let's go and dive into it and see what this knife is all about. Okay, here we are at the size comparisons. I have it placed on the US dollar right now, and you can tell it's a tiny bit longer. Up here were the 2 credit cards. There you are. Again, still a tiny bit longer than 2 credit cards. Let's see here. I'm going to place it on top of the Halo 5. Obviously the Halo 5 is going to be a lot longer than this knife. So just go ahead and pause the video, look straight down the line here. And then, let's see. Go ahead and cover up the Spectacle Ladybug here. There you are. Go ahead and pause the video and take a look at those. Okay, so here's the knife itself in the included sheath. The sheath is actually very nice. You know, I wish it was shaped a little bit differently other than this, you know, this nice little, just kind of like heart shape, literally. I mean, it looks like a heart. But it does have these nice holes and rings here for you to attach it and lash it to your gear, or, you know, belt loops or whatever, you know, you can put it on there. And it has a little drainage hole here. So in case this fills up with water will run right out of here. This sheath was very tight to begin with when I first got it, but after drawing it and putting it back in a few times, it actually loosened up very nicely for me. So let's go and put that off to the side. So let's go and take a look at the knife overall here. You can tell it has a very, very ergonomic shape on there. Thumb ramp with jimping, nice deep choil with some more swells here to allow your hand to grip onto the knife. See how nicely my fingers fall into those grooves here. I got medium-sized hands. People with medium-sized hands or larger hands will probably be able to get onto it. Although if your hands do get too large, you know, your pinky may be dropping off the edge here. And which, in case, you can always put a lanyard through here, like a 550 paracord, which actually does fit. I have one on here, and I just took it off for this review, and that'll provide, you know, more grip on your pinky if you do need it. Reverse grip feels similarly as comfortable. Just as comfortable, I should say. Very nice. You know, you can use it for, you know, self-defense or whatnot. Feels great, and good jumping on top of the thumb ramp here, which I'll be showing off in the macro. What I do like is the huge blade that this thing has. Nice wedges taken out, but overall, this is a nice utilitarian shaped blade. Now, I did actually use this knife, which you'll see up in the macros. So you can see the blade is already worn a little bit. The one disappointment I do have is that this knife did not fare well against cardboard. It didn't take much to dull it down, actually. This was the 12C27 steel, and I think it was about, I don't know, 10 to 15 cuts through cardboard, and I can already feel it kind of dulling down a little bit more. And then by the time I got to 20 to 25, this thing was not really cutting at all. I had to pretty much force it through a saw, and it still didn't really do it. So I don't know if it's just the one I got, the heat treat on mine, but I don't know, the steel wasn't really that impressive to me. But after sharpening on my whetstone, this is before I got my sharp maker, I used the whetstone, and it, you know, it got it back to a decent edge, and it held it for about the same amount of time. So anyway, enough about the steel. Let's go and get into some macro shots here. So first off, I want to show you guys the awesome scales on here. I mean, this is absolutely beautiful. I mean, you guys can see the designs in there. They did number it. I don't know what how many they actually made of this knife, but, and it is China made. You can see there. This lanyard hole here is huge, and yeah, like I said, you can actually put 550 paracord through here quite easily, actually. This full tang blade, and here it is, the nice jumping on there. It's very hard cut. See the little notches there. So it really grabs your finger when you put it in, when you place it on top. The David Mosher logo, and whoops, 12C27 steel. This side it says Boker Plus. And then you can see those scratches on that blade right now. I put it through a lot of cardboard. Here's some staining on the blade here, probably from the tape. Some more staining here, which I couldn't get rid of when I before I did this video. But you know, I know some of you guys like to see a well-used blade, and this one's been decently well used. You know, one of the very few knives I actually used. But yeah, it's actually a very beautiful high polished blade, and I love the blade shape. So, and the handle scales are absolutely beautiful. Just a very, very beautifully designed knife. Alright everybody, let's go and sum everything up here. So to start, I think this is an absolutely fantastic knife, you know, especially for the price point. You get some great ergonomics, you get the two-tone milled micarta handles, a very usable utilitarian blade shape, and in a very, very good size, you know. Now people with larger hands, you may find this knife a little too small, but you know what, to each its own. I feel that this is a very, very good size for almost any size hands, really. Great for, you know, if you are allowed, of course, either in your job or, you know, in your place of residence to carry a fixed blade with you. I think it's a very good option. Feels good in the reverse grip, feels great in the forward grip, especially with this nice jimping. But you know, one knock about this knife, for me at least, is the steel. It doesn't really hold very well to me slicing through cardboard. Now, I know for a fact that slicing through paper and cardboard dulls your knife down quicker, but you know, with a harder steel, you know, the results would have been probably a lot different. But aside from that, let's get back to the price point. This knife is only like $50, 50 to 55 bucks. So for in those regards, this is an excellent knife. The knife does weigh 5.5 ounces, but most of the weight's down on the handle here, as you can tell. I actually have to hold it down about right here, sort of, to get it to balance out, which means the blade feels very, very agile in your hands, and in the right hands, very deadly, of course. But yeah, very, very lightweight, because all the weight's in the handle, predominantly, so it makes the blade feel very light. So very good self-defense knife, in my opinion. Very good shape. Wish it had a little bit harder steel, but you know, in a self-defense situation, probably not going to matter too much. For utilitarian purposes, you probably do want a harder steel. But other than that, I think it's a fantastic knife for the price. You know, for 50 bucks, you guys can't go wrong with this knife. All right, well, I want to thank everybody for joining me on this review, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Take care.